Thank God it's Friday, and just like every Friday, I like to end the week with a Q&A. I like to answer one of the questions that we've been getting through the course of the week. And one particular one that I would like to answer, I'm not going to say who I'm answering, but it's a question that over the course of the months I've been getting. And the answer to this question is not a straightforward answer. The answer could open up into so many different angles. So it's important to understand that what I'm going to deliver today, it's specific to a small area of the fiscality or the tax implications that you will have if you decide to rent your holiday home here in Italy. So this is the answer that we're going to give today. How much tax, or do I need to pay tax, and how do I pay tax on the money that I get if I decide to rent my holiday home here in Italy? Okay, so let's imagine that Mr. John Smith, there's always a John Smith, decide to buy a house in Italy. Well, we're in Salento. He buys a house here in Salento. And after the renovation process and everything that he goes through, he then decides to use the property for 2-3 weeks of the year when he's over here on holiday, or any time he pleases it, and for the rest to potentially create revenue. How is he going to do that? Well, several ways. The most obvious way is to use a portal like Booking, for example, .com. That could be one option. So he decides to put his property on Booking.com and the house gets publicized, or he may use his other portals like Airbnb, and just to mention a few, there are so many out there. So after he's put the property on one of these portals, the property starts to receive some inquiries. And if he rents the property, the question is, does he need to pay tax on the money that he makes? And the answer is yes. The Italian government says that if you produce revenue here, you pay taxes here. So this answers your question straight away. Do I need to pay tax if I produce revenue from a holiday home? The answer is yes. So how do you go about paying taxes, and what kind of taxes you need to pay? Well, we're in Italy, and Italians always like to make things a little bit complicated, otherwise Machiavelli wouldn't be Italian. So the Italian system, it's a simple system if you understand. Just like every system, it's simple if you understand how it works. So Italians give you two options when it comes to pay tax on short-term lettings. So first of all, we need to make clear that the scenario that we're going to paint today, it's related only to short-term rentals. What do we define as short-term rentals? Short-term rentals is anything under 30 days. If we go above the 30 days, we need to do another Q&A and talk about that. So let's imagine now that John Smith has put the property on Booking.com for €100 per day. Okay, we work with round numbers, so everything is much easier when you work with round numbers. So he rents its property for €100 per day. Okay, so Booking takes a percentage. Just to make things very, very simple, although it's a little bit less, but not that much less, the percentage that Booking takes, it's 20%. Okay, so you rent for one night for €100, Booking.com takes 20%, you are left with, quite easy to work it out, you're left with €80. To be honest, a little bit more because we work the percentage backwards, but again, for argument's sake of this Q&A, let's keep things simple, okay? We like simple because at least they get inside our head and we can actually understand them and remember them, which is very important. So rule number one, you produce revenue in Italy because you have a property in Italy, you pay tax here. You don't pay tax in Australia, you don't pay tax in the US, well, we'll cover that as well. You don't pay tax in England, you pay tax in Italy because you are producing revenue here. So you have 80 euros. That 80 euro, it's technically profit. But the question is it really profit? Well, from a business point of view, no, because that 80 euros carries a lot of other costs. Costs related to keeping your business, keeping your property up to a good standard, so maintenance through the course of the year. Also, that 80 euros covers the cost of a property management company. I hope you choose us to do the property management for you, which will have a cost in managing your client. It will also have the cost of your cleaning. It will also have the cost of the laundry. And any other little thing, you may decide to do a welcoming pack for your guest. They're all costs that you actually have related to that 100 euros, which is not 100 anymore, but it's 80. So what you have physically received in your bank account is 80. So the Italian government is going to want to charge you taxes on the 80. So here we open up two channels. What I'm telling you, is also the result of consulting with a commercialista, with a good accountant here in Italy. His name is Marco Margherito, which I will probably tag in this video. And it's the accountant that I've been using as a consultant and really looking after a lot of foreigners that have been buying properties here in Salento. It's good to have somebody holding your hands and doing things properly. If you do things properly, everything is so easy. You know where you are, you know where you stand, you know how things are going to turn out. So it's very important to have people that can actually help you through this fantastic journey of owning another house somewhere else in the world. So, like we said, we have two roads. We can go this way or we can go this way. Okay, so let's say we go this way. Where are we going here? We're going in a place that is called Cedolare secca. Ugh, that's an interesting name. Don't ask me to translate what cedolare means, but I can tell you that secca is dry, hits the point, that's what it means. So, what's the cedolare secca? A cedolare secca, it's an option that you can choose to pay a fixed amount of tax in Italy that you receive from rental revenue. Not from anything else, we're talking about rental. In this particular case, we're talking about short-term rentals. So, Cedolare secca allows you to pay 21% of the 80 euros. So, you've got 80 euros, you pay at the end of the year. If you've received 1,000 euros from Booking, from Airbnb, anyone else, 1,000 euros, you know that you own the Italian government, thanks to the Cedolare secca, 21%. That's it. You don't need to pay anything. What's the disadvantage about the Cedolare secca and what are the advantages? Well, the disadvantages are that all those costs related to make that 80 euros, unfortunately, you can't deduct them. So the Italian government says, okay, I'm going to make things easy for you. I'm going to reduce the percentage that you pay on tax, but you can't deduct anything from your expenses. So you receive 100 euros at the end of the year, you pay literally 79 euros. You pay 21 euros or 20 euros, whatever it is. If you work backwards, your 21%, that's the tax that you're going to be paying. So, simple, straightforward. You don't need to keep accounts, you don't need to keep records of invoices and bills and utilities, nothing. All you do at the end of the year, you pay the amount of 21%. In some cases, you can pay it every single time by doing a form that is called let's put it here, F24. So with an F24 form, You fill in the amount that you need to pay according to the amount that you have received, you pay it, and that's it. Italian government, you're done, you're sorted. Option 2. We're going to the option 2. IRPEF. IRPEF, it's literally what describes the paying taxes here in Italy. And the percentages of taxes here in Italy, they start from 23% going up. I believe, going to my notes, we start at 23% and I think we go up to about 41%. So, but I think we're going to focus on the 23% because the 23% allows you to go up to a revenue of 15,000 euros. So up to 15,000 euros, the first bracket that you fall in. So just to keep things simple, where is my rubber? We'll take out this 41% because I don't want you to look at 41%. I don't want you to get scared. I want you to look at 23%. So literally the difference is 21%, 23%. Okay? So what are the advantages of going from IRPEF and what are the disadvantages of going for IRPEF? Okay. Advantages, exactly the opposite to the Cedolare secca. Everything that you spend, all the costs that you will have to run your little holiday home or your little property as a holiday home, you can deduct it. So your cleaning, part of the electrics, part of the gas, water, your laundry, everything that is related, the booking fees, the management company fees, everything that is related to allowing you making revenue is deductible. So what does it mean? Well, what it means is that if you're paying 21% on 80 euros, over here, if you're making 100 euros, then you can deduct 20 euros is booking. 10 euros potentially will be your management company, management. You may have about 20 euros for your cleaning and your laundry. So that's 20, 40, 50. So you're left with 50 euros. And you will be paying 23% out of that 50 euros. So do you see the advantages? But the difference is now that you can't simply do an F24 form and pay the tax to the Italian government. You will need to do a tax return. So on a yearly basis, around about May, June, you will wrap up your accounts. You will need invoices justifying the cost of your cleaning. So a piece of paper will not be good. You will need an invoice. So you will need services from a cleaning company. You will need services from a management company like ourselves that would physically invoice you. And then you can deduct those costs. Some of the utilities, you can deduct them. Some things you can deduct. And on what you're left, you'll be paying up to 15,000 euros worth of revenue, you'll be paying 23% in tax. Simple. What's the cost of an accountant if you have a holiday home in Italy? We're not talking about an hotel, we're not talking about a business, we're talking about a holiday home in Italy. Well, the cost would be between 150 and 250 euros for an accountant to manage your little bit of accountancy and do a tax return on a yearly basis. The accountancy fee is not deductible in Italy. So the 200 euros that it will cost you for the accountant to do your return is not deductible, it's not an expense. Don't ask me why, but that's how it works. So this is really simple. I don't want to get inside different areas because some countries, and I would just mention it, some countries don't have agreements with Italy. I can't start listing those countries, but it's worth researching them when the time comes. And you could be due to pay double taxation, where you're paying your 21% here or your 23, whatever it is, wherever you're left with, if you decide to take it into your own country, your country may say, that's revenue that's coming from another country that you're making, I want my portion as well. If that is the case, unfortunate, because we're talking about small amounts of money, we're talking about John Smith, who really wasn't looking at making profit, but that extra 2,000-3,000 a year, 4,000, whatever it is great. It's nice to have. Plus, he's got his holiday home here, and he didn't do it really to make huge amount of revenue, but is making some revenue. Well, John may decide to keep its revenue after he has paid the taxes here in Italy. He may decide to leave that little bit of money here to pay for his maintenance, to pay for his holiday when he's over here, nice restaurants, go to the bar, buy a nice handbag for his wife. John, you need to buy a handbag for your wife. So you may decide to keep the money that you've made, the 2, 3, 4, 5,000 euros, maybe 10, whatever it is, here in Italy in your bank account, and you can benefit from it when you're over here. I hope that it was clear, the Q&A from this week. So to answer in 30 seconds to your question, yes, you need to pay taxes on the revenue that you generate from renting a property in Italy. You have an option, 21%, you don't deduct any of your expenses, 23%, you do a proper accounts, books, you do your proper bookkeeping, and you deduct everything and you pay 23%. I hope it was clear. Any other questions, please keep them coming. And if you have enjoyed this Q&A for this week from Salento with love, subscribe to our YouTube channel. I always love to give answers. You can always pick up the phone or write me an email. I'll be very, very happy to answer all your inquiries and your questions. Buying a property in another country, I always say it's not something to take light. So it's nice to have all the right answers, and so you can actually enjoy the experience all the way through. So subscribe to the YouTube channel, put a like, write a comment, even better, and keep those questions coming. Thank you very much.